We made it to Wednesday, hump day, of a #1 ticket for your Bama football news. In my own words, yours truly, Stephen Smith of Touchdown Alabama Magazine. Happy to have you all here checking out the show on today. We bring you the show from the Magic City of Birmingham. We stream this to you through YouTube. And speaking of the channel, you know what time it is. You go ahead and you smash that subscribe button. You hit subscribe right now. You get every diehard Bama fan, casual Bama fan, consumer of Tide football, all friends and family hooked on to this channel right here. We're giving you non-stop Alabama. Hit that like button as well. Smash the like button. Hit that thumbs up. Raise those like levels up. Make this your show, your spot, your avenue for all things Crimson Tide. We appreciate that. The daily Super Chat Go, $100 daily. Super Chat Go, $100 right there. We appreciate that coming from all of you. We want to hear from all of you, the Bama Nation, tonight. You can do this by calling 205-448-1358, the number to call in to let your voice be made known on the show, 205-448-1358. And one more time, 205-448-1358. Definitely want to hear from you. But we get in the topic #1, Eli, on tonight's show, and that's for the Alabama fans out here. If you haven't bought all the way in to Kalen DeBoer and his coaching staff, you might want to start leaning that way. Once again, if you haven't bought all the way in to Kalen DeBoer as the head coach and his staff, you might want to head that way. The reason why is the players on this team are 100% behind DeBoer and behind everybody on the staff. There is a vibe, there is a tangible energy, chemistry, connection. There's a tangible vibe right now that the players are loving about DeBoer and the staff. Nothing against the Nick Saban regime. It was fantastic. But there's a tangible vibe. There's a tangible energy. There's a tangible enthusiasm and connection that the players are feeling here with one Kalen DeBoer and his staff. I mean, there's a reason why, you could lose Coach Saban to retirement. You could lose so many players to the NCAA transfer portal, yet you bring in Coach DeBoer, you keep the nucleus of your team, plus a few more players. You're able to maintain the mass majority of your 2024 recruiting class, including get Ryan Williams to recommit and sign. Then you're able to now recruit at a high level. And right now, this 2025 class for Alabama is the #3 class in the country. Right now. There's a reason behind this. DeBoer has a vision. His staff has a vision. They have a mentality. They have an energy. They have a vibe that everybody's cool with, that everybody wants to be a part of. This was either today or yesterday. LT Overton, a transfer defensive lineman from Texas A&M that signed to Alabama. He was in an interview with Roger Hoover of Crimson Tide Sports Network. LT Overton talked about Kalen DeBoer. He literally says, when they brought Coach DeBoer in, I just knew. He said, I really love this guy's vibe. He says, this guy has a youth generational type of vibe, and it's not one-sided. LT Overton said, look, he doesn't just hang with the offensive guys. He's with the walk-ons, the offensive linemen, the defensive linemen. He's around everybody, and it's real. LT Overton said, Kalen DeBoer is around everybody, and it's real. He's like, it's real, it's genuine. He said, this is a coach that I can deal with, I can work with, I can be around. But he mentions, I have his phone number, but what's crazy, I've never had a coach on Snapchat. I got Kalen DeBoer's Snapchat. Players are vibing with Kalen DeBoer on social media. This is a whole different, completely new age of college football. Nick Saban for 17 years did it his way. Didn't have social media. Discipline to the script. Won championships. Did it his way. Here comes Kalen DeBoer, different generation of athlete. What is he doing? Oh, he getting down with Snapchat. He getting down with Twitter, well, X, formerly known as Twitter. He's getting down with social media. He's social media savvy. Here comes LT Overton. I've never had a coach on Snapchat. I got Kalen DeBoer Snapchat. He's like, man, it's crazy. The way he connects with his players, the way he connects with this team, I love it. That's LT Overton. That's a guy that could maybe, possibly start on the defensive line this season. And it's not just DeBoer. He continues the interview with Roger Hoover and talks about Kane Womack, the defensive coordinator, the young defensive coordinator, of whom he and his dad, Dave Womack, originated the 4-2-5 defense. And what does Overton say here? Oh, I like Coach Womack, man. He old school. He ain't old school in terms of age, but he old school he know what he doing. Just hearing that man and listening to that man and seeing what he and his dad have drawn up, you can just tell he know what he doing. And we connect with him too. He funny. He joke around with us. He connect with us defensively, but he know what he doing. He know what he's saying. He know what he teaching. He know what he demonstrating. He know what he doing. Right? And it's refreshing to have a defensive coordinator that doesn't just connect, but know what he's doing. Because we all were pulling our hair out with Pete Gold in the last 5 or so years prior to Kevin Steele. I mean, Kevin Steele did his job for one season. He got the engine revved back defensively for this group to be dynamic again. My God. Pete Golden had us ready to do everything. 5 years. I mean, Eli had a picture of Pete Golden on screen before we started the show. Eli, you almost took me through PTSD, man. You almost took yourself through PTSD. But this is good, though. This is good, though, when you have a coaching staff connecting with players and finding different avenues to connect with these players. So you haven't gotten behind Kalen DeBoer and this staff yet. You about need to. Coach DeBoer and his staff, they know exactly what they're doing in terms of connecting with these players and reaching these young men. But we take our first break here on the show. Don't touch that dial. We're just getting started. When we get back, we go to the phone lines. We grab your calls. We grab your thoughts. We grab your conversations. Hey, line us up right after this.
TDA Plus is the all-new Ultimate Alabama Football Package, perfect for any Alabama football fan. Not only do you get subscriber-only articles where you can stay up to date on everything that's going on with Alabama football, you also get our brand new video hub that features many podcasts and shows, including Steven's Report with Stephen M. Smith. With over 15 years of covering Alabama football, you get trusted information as Stephen goes in person to see the team come back and break down to you what he saw live in person. You also get the Way It Is podcast with Stephen M. Smith, where he tells never heard before stories and crazy situations that happened during his 15-year tenure of covering Alabama football. You also get Justin and Dex, where they break down recruits like you've never seen it before, with exclusive behind-the-scenes information and exclusive interviews with recruits. You also get Justin's Recruiting Bites with Justin Smith, where you get the best up-close and personal recruiting information and even talks to you while he's on the road going to recruiting events. Alabama fans, you don't want to miss this huge offer for a jam-packed experience for only $7.95 per month. Visit touchdownalabama.com and become a TDA Plus member today.
Thank you for tuning in. Show your support right now by clicking that like button. If you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button now and enable all notifications to make sure you don't ever miss any of the best Alabama football news, notes, and information right here on Touchdown Alabama.
All right, Bama Nation, what's up? What's happening? We're back into the action from the break on a Wednesday, hump day, number one ticket for your Bama football news. In my own words, yours truly, Stephen Smith of TDA. We're inching closer and closer pretty soon to SEC Media Days, Eli. We're almost a month away. We're almost a full month away. The Media Days this year will be at the Omni Hotel in Dallas, Texas. So making its rounds across the South region, but phone lines are open. Call segment brought to you by the Blue Wrench Gang, 205-448-1358, the number 2. Call in and let your voice be made known on the show, 205-448-1358. And one more time, 205-448-1358. We want to hear from you as you are gathering your thoughts together to call in. Continue smashing that subscribe button, hitting the like button, making this your place right here for all things Bama football. Daily Super Chat go $100. Daily Super Chat go $100 right there. We appreciate that from you. But cool call topic here, Eli. Speaking of Bama handling that recruiting trail, after getting a 4-star offensive lineman in Michael Carroll, Chris Kaplovich, the offensive line coach, is at it again. In the words of DJ Kalen, another one. I can't do a good DJ Khaled right now, but you got Mal Waldrop, 3-star offensive lineman committed to the Crimson Tide for the 2025 class, by the way of Central Phoenix City High School here in Alabama. Bama needed to get back to dominating Central High School in Phoenix City. You remember, 2018, Bama got spurned by Justin Ross, was supposed to have came to Bama. He chose Clemson. Then the Coleman kid at wide receiver from Central Phoenix City was supposed to come to Bama. He chose Texas A&M? Or he chose Auburn? So Bama's been burned by Central Phoenix City a few times. But Bama was able to go in there and make it right by getting Javion Cohan on the offensive line, though Cohan ended up transferring to Miami. You go back there, you get Isaiah Faga off the defensive line. Faga with the program right now, so that was good for Bama. So they get a commitment from Mal Waldrop. And I understand some people say, well, he's a 3-star. Look, folks, Bama has taken so many 3-stars in its history, especially under Nick Saban, and developed them to be national champions. We all can remember Josh Jacobs, 3-star, national champion. Mac Jones, 3-star, national champion. Levi Wallace, 3-star walk-on, national champion. Anthony Everett, 3-star, national champion. Greg McElroy, I think 3-star, national champion. Jacob Coker, when he came out of high school, St. Paul's Episcopal in Mobile, then went to Florida State, and then came to Alabama. I think he came out of high school as a 3-star as well. We've seen several 3-stars, hungry, become great, become elite players or dynamic players. So here is Mike. Here's Mal Waldrop. Yes, he's a 3-star, but he's going to work his tail off. Hungry dude, ready to get after it. Hopefully he goes ahead, stays committed, signs for the 2025 class. Bama's got them an offensive lineman, or another offensive lineman in this class that's now number 3 in the country as we speak. But take another break here on the show. We get back. This is how important this upcoming season is for Alabama. I've laid out the top 5 most important players for Alabama this season. Who stands in my top 5? You don't want to miss it. We'll be back after this. We're out here at Alumni Hall in Tuscaloosa. Oh yeah, this. Oh, man. Gotta get this. Gotta get one of these right here. Can't rock that Bama without this shirt right here, fresh polo. You gotta also rock the all pink, like Kanye West right there. Keychains, gotta get you some keychains. University of Alabama keychains. I'm telling you, if you are a die-hard Alabama fan and you're looking for some big-time apparel, this place has got everything. We're talking shirts, shoes, sweatshirts, hoodies, cups, mugs, keychains. If you're just a Tide fan that has an itch to get more apparel, get more swag in your game, you come right here at Alumni Hall in Tuscaloosa, right here in Midtown Village. And also you can shop online. The link is in the description to get your gear right here at Alumni Hall.
Thank you for tuning in. Show your support right now by clicking that like button. If you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button now and enable all notifications to make sure you don't ever miss any of the best Alabama football news, notes, and information right here on Touchdown Alabama.
All right, folks, how we feeling? We're back into the action from the break. Hottest show in the streets. We're talking nothing but Bama football news. In my own words, yours truly, Stephen Smith of TDA. Appreciate you guys here on a Wednesday with us. Continue smashing the like button, hitting that subscribe button as well. You making this your show, your spot for all things Tide football. Daily Super Chat go $100. Daily Super Chat go $100 right there. You guys are continuing to put over 3 stars for Bama in the chat. And I saw Javier Arenas in there. Yes, he was a 3-star. Saw Chance Warmack in there. He was a 3-star. Well, those guys all became champions. I mean, if you even want to throw it from a kicker perspective, even though all kickers are looked at as 3 stars, but Will Riker, dominant he was. Hey, champion, so throw Riker up in there. But anyway, topic 2 of the conversation here, Eli. This season is big here for Alabama for so many reasons. You have the unknown with Kalen DeBoer. You've got, can Alabama win a national championship in the 12-team college football playoff era without Nick Saban as the head coach? You got so many different storylines going into the season, right? But for me, it all starts with the players. Coaches play a role. Coaches play a huge role, don't get me wrong. But the players are kind of what makes this thing go, right? So I've put together a list of my top 5 most important players for Alabama this season. And who are those 5 guys? The 5 most important players for Alabama football when you look at the season. Those names are on screen. So the 5 I got, you got Jalen Milroe at quarterback, obviously, number 1. Malachi Moore, defensive back at strong safety, number 2. Tyler Booker on the offensive line, number 3. Tim Keenan III on the defensive line, number 4. And Deontay Lawson, number 5, inside linebacker. So why do I have these 5? Why? We'll start things off with Jalen Milroe. Everything begins with the quarterback. Everything begins with the trigger man. And for Jalen Milroe, last year, first year as a starting quarterback, did a lot of good. A lot of good. Yes, week 2 loss to Texas. I get it. Yes, was benched before the game against South Florida. Had to be replaced by Tyler Buckner and then ultimately Ty Simpson helped win the game. Yes. When you look at Milroe's growth from the Ole Miss game throughout the remainder of the season, we cannot deny how much better that young man got. He ended up going for almost 3,000 passing yards, 2,834, 35 total touchdowns, becomes a permanent team captain, dethrones a 2-time national champion in Georgia in the SEC title game, has the 4th and 31 grave digger to a receiver who shall not be named in the Iron Bowl. But everything starts with Milroe. Everything starts with Jalen Milroe. He's worked his tail off the whole offseason to perfect, fine-tune his mechanics in the passing game, which he's done that. The latter part of this month, Eli, he will be in Louisiana at the Manning Passing Academy, working with football royalty, Archie Manning, Peyton Manning, Eli Manning. And so a lot of people look at Jalen Milroe as a top 5, top 10 quarterback coming back. Some look at him as a Heisman contender, preseason Heisman contender. Some look at him as a guy that could possibly go high in the 2025 NFL draft. But for Jalen Milroe, all he wants to do is lead this team to a national championship, and you still have doubters out there that feel like he's not the best quarterback for the job. And he's the one where if you don't win a national championship this year, Milroe's the reason. Everything starts with Milroe. I think this year he's going to have a rocket ship of a season. Why do I say that? Look at the offensive coaching assembled around him, the confidence of offensive coaching assembled around him, and how he feels like he can do anything he wants to in this offense. Milroe's about to have a whale of a season, but it all starts with him. Number 2, I look at Malachi Moore. Moore's decision to come back for a 5th year is huge. Why? It makes Alabama's secondary dangerous. He's played so much ball in his career. Malachi, from 2020 to right now, has played so much football. He knows the game, he knows the culture, he knows the expectation. He's gotten down the system under Kane Womack. He's gotten down the terminology. Malachi chewing through his stuff. Played a lot of football. He's played quite a few positions here in the secondary. And now he's going to be the strong safety or the rover in that back 5. The communication that he's going to bring to Keon Saab, to Damani Jackson, to whoever ends up at Husky, whether it's Red Morgan, whether it's Devontae Smith, whoever ends up as the other corner, whether it's Jaleel Hurley, whether it's Deshaun Jones, a transfer from Wake Forest, could be one of the freshmen, Xavier Brown, could be. So the communication that Malachi Moore provides, invaluable. Having him back in that secondary, big time for this Alabama defense. And after he was able to bounce back a season ago, 52 tackles, 5 of those for loss, with 5 pass breakups, a pick, permanent team captain. Yeah. Malachi's presence back. Reason why, number 2 most important player here on this team. Number 3, Tyler Booker on the offensive line. I think this is the year, Eli, for the offensive line. I think this is it here. We thought Doug Marrone could do it, and we thought Eric Wolford had it. This is the year. Coach Chris Cap, but not just with him, the interior of your offensive line. Booker, Brailsford, Roberts. Ain't nobody getting through that interior. Guard, center, guard. Ain't nobody getting through that. You bring back Caden Proctor? And then you got Wilkin Formby, who snatched that right tackle spot. I think this is the year for the offensive line. And Tyler Booker's the enforcer. And he's dropped 25 pounds, going from 355 to 330. Meal prepping, whatever that man eating. He eating steak and jasmine rice and bacon-wrapped asparagus, whatever he eating. He's going to be right this year. Alabama doesn't need no 370-pound dudes up front. No. Get them down, 330. Have them gap block, pull block, zone block, man block, counter block, all these different formations, movement, shifts that DeBoer, Nick Sheridan in this office is going to run. You want to have offensive linemen that are big, but that can move, that are light on their feet, that can pancake and put people on their rear end. And get this run game going and get this pass protection going. And Tyler Booker's the enforcer of it. Number 3, most important player on this team. Number 4, we go back for defense. We pick up Tim Keenan III on the defensive line. He's the guy that's going to set the tone. We have all been asking ourselves, when is Alabama going to get back to a defensive line like it had with Jonathan Allen, A'Shawn Robinson, Jaron Reed, Deron Payne, Dalvin Tomlinson, Deshaun Hand, Quentin Williams, those types of dudes where one guy can come out for a breather and the next guy goes in and the opposing offense is like, not again. They got another alpha. They got another beast. They just keep coming. Help. The opposing team's offense don't know what to do. Scared to death. Why? Because Jonathan Allen came out the game and they thought it was over. Oh, no, it's just getting started. Here comes Quentin. About to kill you some more. They thought Deron Payne then came out the game. Here comes Dalvin Tomlinson. About to kill you some more. They thought A'Shawn Robinson was it. Here comes Darren Lake off the bench. About to kill you some more. Right? You as Alabama fans have been asking yourselves, when do you get back to that defensive line? Starts the season. Tim Keenan is the guy that's going to set that tone. Last year, he came out of nowhere, starting as a nose guard, 38 tackles. Had 5 of those for loss? And 7 quarterback hurries, second on the team, led all defensive linemen. Can play now. 6'2", 315 will clog up the middle. Stuff the run. Can affect the passing game too. Starts with Tim Keenan. He's setting that tone. I know you got Jaheim Otis. I know you got Jamarian Latham. I know you got other guys that play ball. But it starts with Big 96. Him. Starts with him. 4th most important player of his team. 5th and most importantly, our Bama's first ever Agent Zero, Deontay Lawson. Just like everything offensively starts with the quarterback, everything defensively starts with that middle linebacker. This is a big year for D-Law. Why is that? If you look at the championship teams of the Nick Saban era, what did all of those teams have in common? The middle linebacker led the team in tackles. They all have in common. The middle linebacker set the aggressive, nasty, get out my face, I'm gonna knock you up tone. Everybody followed the leadership, the passion, the intensity of that middle linebacker. Now, I understand the game is filtered more to the offense. I get it. Yes, I get it. But still, the middle linebacker set the entire tone for that whole defense. You go back to 2009, Rolando McClain did it. They had the team 104 tackles. You get a BCS national championship. 2011, Donta Hightower did it. Led the team with 85 tackles, anchored a defense that led the nation in all 5 major categories, including scoring defense, giving up 8.2 points per game, and total defense, giving up 183.6 yards per game, and won a national championship. 2012, C.J. Mosley led the team in tackles with 107. He won a BCS national championship. 2015, the duo of Reggie Ragland and Reuben Foster scared the daylights out of people. Led that team to a college football playoff national championship. 2017, the duo of Rashawn Evans and Sean Dion Hamilton scared the daylights out of people. Won a college football playoff national championship. Right? I know you won a national championship in 2020 with Christian Harris and Dylan Moses, but that's besides the point. When you look at the national championships of 2009, 2011, 2012, 2015, and 2017, what do all of those have in common, Eli? With the exception of one guy, Donta Hightower from Tennessee, all the other guys grew up in the state of Alabama. Rolando McClain from Decatur, Alabama. C.J. Mosley from Theodore, Alabama. Reggie Ragland from Madison, Alabama. Reuben Foster from Auburn, Alabama. Grew up in there. Went to high school in there. Sean Dion Hamilton from Montgomery, Alabama. Rashawn Evans from Auburn, Alabama. You see the trend there? With the exception of Donta Hightower, everybody Alabama. I could even throw Nico Johnson in there if I wanted to, and Delusia, Alabama, if I wanted to. Where is Deontay Lawson from? Mobile, Alabama. Big year for D-Law. Everything defensively starts with that middle Mike linebacker. He has got to set the tough, nasty, angry, alpha, aggressive tone in the middle of that defense. Last year, D-Law did some good things. 67 tackles, 5.5 for loss, 3 sacks, 4 quarterback hurries, 4 pass breakups. Did some good stuff. But now we got to see D-Law take it to that next level, right? You're trying to be a first-round pick. You're trying to be a Butkus Award winner. You're trying to be an All-American. You're trying to be a first-team All-SEC. You're trying to be legendary. You're D-Law. All these names I just mentioned came from Alabama. McClain, legendary. Hightower, legendary. C.J. Mosley, legendary. Reggie and Reuben, legendary. Rashawn Evans, Sean Dion, big time. You're trying to be in that conversation, D-Law. Big year for you. Big year for you. Those are my 5. Milroe, Malachi Moore, Tyler Booker, Tim Keenan III, Deontay Lawson. My 5 most important players for Bama this upcoming season. Take another break here, folks. We'll touch that down when we get back. We return to the phone lines. We get more of your thoughts, your calls, your conversations. I mean, who would you have as your 5 most important players for Alabama this season? We'll get to you after this.
Every sports fan deserves the proper representation. Whitwell Sports introduces to you the Title Towel. Wave that Title Towel in the air like you just don't care in support of Nick Saban and the Alabama Crimson Tide. Only $9.99 and it lasts a lifetime. Head on over to whitwellsports.com and get your Title Towel today.
This is Chris Rogers, 2009 national champion. You are listening to the baddest, when I say the baddest, sports show in the state of Alabama. In my own words, you know, yours truly, Touchdown Alabama Magazine. Don't touch that dial.
Thank you for tuning in. Show your support right now by clicking that like button. If you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button now and enable all notifications to make sure you don't ever miss any of the best Alabama football news, notes, and information right here on Touchdown Alabama.
All right, people, here we go. We're back into the action here, folks, from the break. Hottest show in the streets here, number one forum for Bama football news. In my own words, yours truly, Stephen Smith of TDA. Gotta show some love to Jason Haywood. One time with that $5 donation, dropping the love in there. Daily Super Chat Go, $100 daily. Super Chat Go, $100 right there. We appreciate you all. Phone lines open right now. Call segment brought to you by the Blue Wrench Gang, 205-448-1358. For them to call in to let your voice be made known on the show. 205-448-1358. And one more time, 205-448-1358. Want to hear from you guys. As you guys are getting your thoughts to call in, we got our call topic right here. So, Bama in the NFL, we look at former Alabama wide receiver Amari Cooper. 2014 unanimous All-American, first team All-SEC, SEC Offensive Player of the Year. Fred Biletnikoff Award winner. Hoop did a lot in Alabama. Still at this point, number 2 all-time in school history for career receptions, career receiving yards, and career touchdowns. Cooper, a former number 4 overall pick in the 2015 NFL Draft by the Oakland, now Las Vegas Raiders. Got traded to the Dallas Cowboys, then got traded to the Cleveland Browns. He's had 2 back-to-back 1,000-plus yard receiving seasons. But Coop been absent at Browns mandatory minicamp. And he could be paying some fines here. The biggest thing, Eli, is just pay the man. Just pay the man. Now, am I saying that you pay Amari Cooper and that Tyreek Hill, Devontae Smith, Jalen Waddle range? No, because about to turn 30 years old. And once you hit that 30-year mark, people look at you as going toward the downslide of your career. But I think Amari Cooper should be able to pocket 20, 22 million. At least 20 to 22 million. At least that. He's still showing that he's still one of the best route runners in the league. One of the best with reliable hands in the league. The man's a 5-time Pro Bowler. The man's had several 1,000-yard plus receiving seasons, so he's still showing you I got some type of juice left in this tank. I'm not all the way tapped out. So, 22 million. I see that for Amari Cooper. Wouldn't put him in that Tyreek Hill range, but definitely pay the man something here if you're Cleveland. Take our final break here on the show, folks. We get back. We wrap things up by having a discussion about why the 4-2-5 defense under Kane Womack actually perfectly fits this Crimson Tide roster. We'll wrap things up with that after this.
I'm Malachi Moore, and you're watching In My Own Words with Stephen M. Smith on Touchdown Alabama YouTube channel.
Thank Thank you for tuning in. Show your support right now by clicking that like button. If you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button now and enable all notifications to make sure you don't ever miss any of the best Alabama football news, notes, and information right here on Touchdown Alabama.
What's going on? This is Benny Bice. I'm the founder and owner of Touchdown Alabama. And you guys are supporting one of the only independent outlets covering Alabama football today. No other sports, no networks, just Alabama football. Roll Tide Roll.
All right, people, here we go. We're back into the action from the break on a Wednesday hump day. Number one forum for Bama football news. In my own words, yours truly, Stephen Smith of TDA. Got my man Eli Walker in the production room. Appreciate him. Gotta show some love to my man DP, not Dr. Pep. I'm talking Don Parker with that $5 donation helping us out here on the show. Appreciate you, Don, dropping that love in the bucket there. Don is always the realist, though. He gonna come with you with, I can't make a prediction right now. I gotta see when the season gets here how Alabama's gonna look. So definitely appreciate Don for the realism, though. He gonna shoot it to you straight there. Final topic of conversation here, Eli, of a discussion. Why this 4-2-5 swarm defense under Kane Womack actually fits this Alabama roster pretty smoothly here. Perfect fit here. Here's my reason why. I look at the 4 down linemen. I think you got the right 4 down linemen in the system. It could very well end up being Jamarian Latham as one end, that bandit end. Tim Keenan III as a tackle, Jaheim Otis as a tackle. And the other end, either Tim Smith or James Smith. We could see Keon Keeley get some play in there. AOT Overton get some play in there. Got a lot of guys in that defensive line rotating, but for the 14 guys deep that you have, having 4 down linemen, having that extra defensive lineman to rush and to create havoc and to offset the timing of the opposing offense is a good thing. Now, there are many ways Kane Womack can do this here. You can either have just 4 traditional down linemen, Eli, or you could have 2 defensive tackles, walk down your wolf backers as your outside backers to be the 2 extra defensive linemen. You could have that as a package. You could walk down 2 wolf backers. Your 2 wolf backers could be Quandarius Robinson, Keanu Coote. You could walk down. Your 2 wolf backers could be Keon Keeley, Quay Russaw. You could walk down. You could even have Yancey Pierre as a wolf backer. You could walk down. Like, there's so many ways Kane Womack could go with this to create all the pressure he wants to. But the 4-2-5 fits because of the depth, because of the bodies that you have, the athleticism of these bodies that you have. It fits. It fits. You have your 2 linebackers. Deontay Lawson, his role does not change. He's the Mike linebacker. Now, Jihad Campbell would play in that sting linebacker role. It wouldn't be called the weak side linebacker. It would be called the sting linebacker. But he would still be responsible for shooting through gaps, knocking out running backs, pressuring quarterbacks, having that lateral sideline to sideline quickness and coverage. You're probably going to have that speed to stay with the running back on a wheel route. There's still those things you would have to do as that sting linebacker. But Campbell can do those things. And then behind those 2, you got a Jeremiah Alexander, who's a freak of nature as an inside linebacker. You've got Justin Jefferson, who can play. You've got Sterling Dixon and Justin Okunrokwo. And Okunrokwo in the spring game showed you something. Now, of course, he may have to pack on a little bit more pounds in weight room. But he showed you something in the spring game. He was flying around, knifing his way, sticking his nose in there, making tackles. He did that. And then in the secondary, the 4-2-5 fits. You're going to have your 2 boundary corners. One is going to be Damani Jackson. I can almost pencil that down. The other one Could be Jaleel Hurley if he holds everybody else off. Could be Deshaun Jones, but transfer from Wake Forest, who's got a lot of experience. You got another guy, Cameron Howard from a small school, UC Charlotte. Could he have a role in this? Maybe. And then you got freshmen like Xavier Brown could play a role in this. Xavier Mincy could have a say in this. More so Brown than Mincy, but we'll see. The other corner is going to be very interesting. At that Husky spot, used to be known as Star in the nickel package, but at that Husky spot, Devontae Smith or Red Morgan. One of those two is going to start in that spot. And at that Husky spot, they're going to be asked to play close to the box, steal cover, but come down here with bad intentions and run support. And after the quarterback if you need to. You got Smitty and Red Morgan, and then your two safeties, Malachi Moore at the strong safety or rover spot, and then Keon Saab at free safety. So, I think this 4-2-5 fits Alabama to a T. They've got more than enough depth to rotate guys, see where guys fit the best at. They got enough depth, rotation at linebacker, both linebacker spots. They got enough in the secondary. So I think this 4-2-5 fits perfectly, Eli. I think the one question you have to ask yourself is, can Bama have at least two guys on that defensive front wreck shop? We can at least have two guys on that defensive front wreck shop, and the 4-2-5 becomes very dangerous for Alabama. And I think it perfectly fits, what the Tide has to offer and bring there. As always, Bama Nation, you want the best in news, notes, information, coverage, entertainment on your favorite program, that being the Alabama Crimson Tide. You can get this by accessing the Touchdown Alabama magazine app. You download the app from the iPhone App Store if you're rocking Team Apple, Google Play Store if you got the Android phone. For your audio needs, check us out, iTunes or Apple Podcast, Spotify, Stitcher, Spreaker, TuneIn Radio, Overcast.fm, or iHeartRadio. We got you covered right there. Good and gracious Lord sees fit. I'll try to be back on Friday, continuing the conversation that is Bama football. Remember, Tide fans, get that subscription to touchdownalabama.com. That's touchdownalabama.com. Even in the dog days of summer, we got you covered with exclusive article content, video content, all that you need on your Tide on Bama. Hit that subscription to touchdownalabama.com. You won't be disappointed there. We got you taken care of. Appreciate all of you, the Bama fans, for all that you did today. All the donating, all the YouTube chatting, you guys making this your show. Oh my goodness, Eli! Did we just hit the goal at the end of the show? Did we just do it? Did we not? Holy cow! Anthony Lang did it! Dropped in that $100 donation to Ben Franklin! Holy smoke! Put it on the board! We out of here, baby! Anthony Lang, $100! We hit the goal, Bama! We did it! We did it, Eli! We did it, Bama family! We hit it! $100! Thanks to all of you, for making this show what it is. Wouldn't be what it is without all of you. Thank you, guys. Thank you, guys. We appreciate that. Guys, show some love to my man Eli Walker in the production studio doing his thing. I'm trying to regain my voice back. Till next time, folks, husbands love your wives. Wives appreciate, value those husbands. Children continue doing the right thing, fun thing, smart thing, good thing, legitimate thing, too. Not be bored there. You get you those 3 hearty meals a day, those 3 great laughs a day. You protect yourself. You protect the loved ones around you. Till next time, folks, I'm your man Stephen M. Smith, and you've been listening to In My Own Words.